Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be closing out our budget for the entire month of April, looking at all of our income, all of our bills, our expenses, what we spent, what we saved, and hopefully we have a green month. For the sake of time, I actually did go ahead and pre-fill the categories off camera, so I'm just going to go ahead and explain everything here. So this is the amount that we budgeted for income, and this is the income that we brought in. My husband brought in extra funds. My paycheck was just a little bit more than expected, and then we did make some extra money. As far as our bills are concerned, everything was pretty much spot on with the exception of our water bill. It was $2 less, and our gas bill was $7 less, but everything else was just fine. Our total bills came out to $4,536. For variable expenses, our grocery budget was $500. We actually spent $492, so just right under budget. Our household budget was $100. We spent $99. Our gas bill was $350, and we used every single dollar of that budget. Dining out was $350. We spent the entire $350, but we actually did spend a little bit more. I am a credit card user if you are new here, so that those funds are on my credit card, and I have to create a plan on how to pay that back. For my variable expenses, I did get my $600. This doesn't mean I spent the entire $600, but because I did take the money out and put it into my wallet, that means it's gone. It's out of the account. So that money kind of just hangs out with me until I spend it, or if I use the money for for savings challenges. For my husband, he did earn extra income this month on his paycheck. He did work a little bit of not a little bit, but quite a bit of overtime in the first half of the month. So instead of his $600, he did get $1050. It was supposed to be $1150, but he did leave $100 in the account, and he said to just use it wherever we need it, like a buffer in case we did go over budget this month. So our total variable expenses did come out to $2,941. As far as our savings and our sinking funds are concerned, everything was stuffed appropriately. Our anniversary, right now anyways, we are not budgeting for anything for this one here, but if we do earn credit card cashback points, we do put the entire amount towards our anniversary trip. So we did earn $57, and all of that went into the brokerage. We do invest the money to try and boost our savings to get us to our goal faster. And then as far as our 7-year wedding anniversary is concerned, we did budget $150 for that. We did go over a little bit, but again, I'll explain that at the end. And then our kids category, out of our paychecks, we were expecting to put $35. However, I did make $21 extra by selling their old clothes. So the money that I did earn from that, I just put it into that category. So I did put a total of $56 into our kids category. So our total savings and sinking funds was $643. Now that I think about it, this one here, our 7-year anniversary, that should have been a variable expense and not a savings or sinking fund, but whatever. So looking at our summary, our total income for this month was $8,289. Our bills were $4,536. Variable expenses came out to $2,941. And our savings and sinking funds came out to $643. So I'm going to do the math here and see what that leaves us with. So that leaves us with a total of $169 in the green. If everything went perfectly in our variable expenses, that is exactly how much money we would have left over. But We did go over in certain categories, so I'm going to just review those with you right now to pay them off. That is one of the negative approaches with using credit cards. You have the flexibility to go over budget compared to just paying in cash. So you have to be very careful if you do use credit cards versus the cash only. You just have to be disciplined about it. So $169 is what we should have had, but I'm going to go ahead and look at our envelopes and see where we owe money. So starting with our family budget, our dine out category, we spent the entire budget plus some. So we actually went over budget by $16. So from the $169 that I have, I am going to be putting $16 towards my credit card to pay off this balance. My groceries, household, and transportations are all in budget. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this to the side for just a second. And then I'm going to bring out my sinking and saving fund, savings and sinking funds binder. And I did go over in some of the categories here. So I did go over in our dates category. For our 7-year wedding anniversary, the budget was $150. I did go over by $7. So again, I'm going to be transferring $7 from my checking account to my credit card to pay for this one. And then in my gifts, my gifts category, we did go over by $4. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer that money from the checking account to pay for that. And that is all that we went over budget in. So that leaves us with $142. Of those $142, I do have, Natalie, thank you. Out of the 142, I do have some cash, and I have $8 from my grocery budget, and I have $1 from household. So I do have a total of $9. So minus 9, I have $133, and that is exactly what I have in my checking account. So for the end of April, we were in the green with our budget, $133 technically instead of the $169 is in the checking account. $9 is in cash. We paid for the categories that we did go over budget in. Again, that was $16 for dining out, $7 for our anniversary, and $4 for, you okay? It's my daughter, guys. She drank her chocolate milk too fast. And $4 for gifts. So that was a total of $27 that we did go over budget. But because we made up money in other aspects throughout the month, we still had a green month regardless of the overspend. So what I am actually going to do, I'm going to apply this $9 to a new savings challenge. I'm gonna grab it really quick. I do have this little container here, and it has 100 envelopes, and this is gonna be for the 100 envelope challenge. So we're gonna use this money to start this new challenge. I tried to do this like last year sometime, and I completely failed. But I'm gonna try and do it again. Actually, I did it, my husband and I did it in 2022, I think. 2022, my husband and I did it together. And then in 2023, yeah, last year I tried to do it myself and I failed. So we're gonna try and do it again together, and hopefully we can do this. We are going to be doing the 100 savings challenge to help our emergency fund. We had to fork up a lot of cash this month or this year because of taxes. So we did have to take from our emergency savings. So hopefully we can get this guy done as soon as possible, preferably by the end of the year. to beef up our emergency fund again. And at the end of this challenge, we would have $5,050. So the $9 in cash from my family budget binder did go into there, the $9. But the $133 that I have in my checking account, when I do my cash stuffing video for this month, I'm actually going to be taking this money out, and I'm going to be stuffing this into my family vacation, because we do have 2 events coming up, one in June and July, that we need to start saving for ASAP. So I'm going to be using the $133 that's left over from this month's budget to put towards our trip in June. But I'm going to be withdrawing that cash in my cash stuffing video, so that one should be coming out tomorrow or the next couple of days. But yeah, that is all that I have for today's video, guys. April was a green month, aside from having to take money out of our emergency fund to pay for our taxes, but the good news is that we did have that money to be able to make those purchases. So now, moving forward in 2024, we are trying to think of different tax plans to avoid having to pay so much in taxes for next year, and still trying to beef up our emergency fund. It is super important to me for us to have that money, so I want to get that done and over with as soon as possible. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are new here, by all means, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great night. Bye.